Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shorty's Let's Play Extravaganza. I don't know. This is the fourth game, part four of our indie mixtape. Let's look at, and this is Detective Chirpums PI. I don't know much about it, just that it's a. I don't know anything about it. Sorry. Let's start. Maybe it's an adventure point and click game, since I have my lovely cursor. Detective Chirpums. They say the city's a roost for every bird. They say the city's got a nest for everyone, no matter what kind of one you started out in. You just have to beat your wings hard enough, stretch your talons far enough. Me? I know that's a pot full of crock big enough to solve this city's food crisis. You don't run a metropolis of fairness on greed and lies. And if this city runs on anything, it's that. But I'm what you'd call a low standard kind of bird. Give me a marble floored condominium in a skyscraper full of socialites and too many bowls of free mints to be considered sane on any level. Wow, that was a mouthful. Then hell, I'm a blue-footed booby in a flock of penguins. God, there's so many puns. I'm a dinky old hovel with the smell of cheap tobacco and cracked brick walls. Oh my god. Sounds like home if anything ever did. Did I mention I'm not that big into noir games or films for that matter? But anyway, let's keep going. Besides, it's about the best kind of lifestyle my career of choice could get me. Most months, anyway. I'm a private detective, the city's only, because someone had to. Half the city's crime lords want me gone and dead. No preference to the order, as far as I can tell. And all the city's cops to that. Not a shabby case of irony. But let's get back to the here and now. Yes, let's. We only got a little bit of time. Detective Chirpums, Private Investigator. My office. An organization system even the most veteran secretary would cry over. Files and papers and mugshots all over, and by that I mean the floor, desk. You name it. Enough whiskey to last a drunk a year. I don't know why I went there. Well, maybe that's an exaggeration, but it's always there when I need it. And a 44 Magnum revolver in my desk next to the pens. For special occasions, they happen. I want to say this case didn't involve one of those special occasions, but you never get what you want in this city, or at least not without a catch, and more often than not, a bullet by your brain. I couldn't know just how true that was until the case that transpired. And like any good case that's cost me my time, my reputation, and almost my life, this one started with a dame in sheep's clothing. Her name was Dove, and she sang her lies like a caged songbird who had no other way out. You got all that, people? This almost seems like it would be a really good Telltale series, even though they already did that with like Sam and Max. But oh, okay. So we've got our options here. Um, Text speed. This is all fine, I guess. Preferences. Save. Sure. No. Return. What's that? Look how like faded that looks. What's this? Oh, city navigation. Beakingham. The roost. Oh, so this is like if we're leaving or something. All right, cool. Well, we don't need to leave. How do I quit this? Get out of here. No. Okay. Let's look around here. What do I do? Oh, and just what do I have in the top drawer? A spare bottle of Grackle's finest and lint. My guess is the former is gonna come more in handy. Okay. Um, what's over this way? Like, it doesn't really give me any indication that I can click on these things. The seat of seats. I'm not a picky sparrow, but I wouldn't be opposed to a chair that didn't make a joke out of my already lacking height. Want to know my temporary secret? I put a stack of 3 thick textbooks on it, then sit on those. Clients can barely see me over the desk without 'em. File under what they don't know won't hurt 'em. Got it. Okay. I'll be honest, this thing could be put to better use, and maybe it would be if customers didn't trickle in slower than a leaky faucet in the middle of a drought. Even being the city's best detective, no one wants to come to a guy like me when you might have dirty cops and mobster cronies willing to put a bullet through you just for thinking of asking for help. Okay. Never did like talking on those things. Easier to push a badge in a bird's face and demand questions on the spot without a phone and miles of distance between the two of you. Not that I can do that anymore. The badge thing, I mean. Budgie knows my police force days are over. Got it. All right, let's travel. Let's go to the roost. All right, who's this fellow? Evening, mouse. Is there ever any other time you're awake? Guess not. But that just means I'm available to be a patron here more often. You can't afford half the price of the cheapest drink we got here, and you know it. Hey now, I feel a case coming on. Just wait. Yeah, is that what your detective senses are telling you? That's right. Well, you'd better get back to that dingy office of yours and wait for some hopeless bird to knock on the door with a job offer. Yeah, all right. Work's been slow, I'll admit it. How about this? You find yourself a promising new client and then come back here. I'll treat you to a couple shots of one of our nicest vanilla vodkas. Vanilla vodka? That's a thing? Who the hell comes up with this kind of stuff? Birds with jobs. Har har. Mouse has always had a keen eye for decor, something I've never had. Alright, so I guess we gotta come back. What's Park and Gardens? If you want to put this thing to real good use, you'd put the police chief in it. Was that a trash can joke? Aside from luck, I'm not much of a trees and flowers kind of bird. Alright, so I guess we have to go back to our place and hope someone's at the door. I only just step in when the phone starts wailing. At an hour as dark and lonely as 2 a.m. Then again, if Beaconham's lively at any time, it's usually the hours that are best for shady dealings and illegal mishaps from equally nefarious culprits. Oh, also, I don't know what happened to the sound. If you're wondering why it's so quiet, I don't know. And why sometimes this goes into the text and you hear it, I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's got something to do with the forced full screen. I mean, I can fix that, but let me, oh God. Oh shit, let me just forget that. All right. Hard-boiled Chirpums, the name. You got the coin, I got your solution. Tell me your problem. I'm here to listen and solve. Before you interrogate me, I've got some questions for you. Let's do hard-boiled. I reach the receiver and cradle the phone in my wing, taking sweet, unrushed time before speaking. Chirpums, Detective Chirpums, private investigator. But enough about me. A name's all you need for now. Tell me, what troubles you? My Chirpums, your demeanor is far more to the point than I'd expect. See, now we got music again. It's really weird. The voice on the line is smooth like jazz and hot like coffee. Or maybe it's the other way around. I have to cover the speaker and clear my throat to make my whiskey-stained voice up to par with hers, and it's somewhere in that moment when I realize something. This dame's gonna be trouble. Trouble, ha. Well, you know what they say, like a moth to a flame, I respond. That's so, miss. See, with a reputation like mine, straight to the point, is just about the nicest thing I'd expect you'd hear about me. Well, you certainly don't lack in confidence. There's one thing we agree on. But detective, my dear, confidence only gets you a job. It doesn't get it done. And it certainly doesn't keep you breathing in a city like ours for long. And yet, oh, I missed that. But are you feeling $5,000 worth of a live detective? I look at my half-empty bottle of Grackle's finest on the table. Suddenly I'm more parched than I ever had been. I'll bite. Give me the rundown. Where should I start? The beginning or the end? I'm not doing a female voice. Isn't the beginning where stories usually start? I wouldn't say usual has anything to do with this case. So in that regard, I'll start by saying this. You'll be searching for a missing bird. A very wealthy, prominent, and well-to-do missing bird. Duke Dove, to be precise. To be even more precise, my husband. Oh, what the fuck was that? Duke Dove. I might be well into the trenches of the lower part of society, but I know that name like I know my own. Duke Dove, business tycoon, aristocratic socialite, and more friendly than anyone needs to be with politicians. The definition of the elite of the elite. There's only one bird in the city with a bigger name and bigger pockets than him. His wife. The city's, hell, what am I saying? The country's most genius entrepreneur. So then, marital facts considered, I'm assuming you're Dame Dove. A correct assumption, detective. I hope you're not expecting any special treatment. I don't do that kind of thing, no matter how endless my clients' pockets are. All that says is that you have virtues, a good trait. Yeah, alright. But I can't imagine that's the only reason you're hiring an individual private detective to find a bird like Duke. See, here's what I'm thinking. I'm dispensable. I won't lie and tell you that's not part of it, but I will do you a favor and detail you on the case as quickly as possible. He went missing at a social gathering a week ago in the very middle of it. We planned it months ahead. It was a large ordeal and an even larger event. I was talking to a few potential business partners when I noticed Duke's skeleton watch on a nearby table. An odd sight. Why, it's something you'd say has sentimental value. The thing belonged to his father, and he's never seen without it. Even at home, when he takes the watch off, he keeps it in a little locked box. That said, it naturally alarmed me. I sent off several sparrows to find him. They didn't. He's been missing since that event. No words, no clues, nothing but the watch. So that's the story, eh? It's all you need to know. And what's that supposed to mean? Exactly what I said. That's all you need to know. A simple search and rescue, albeit with the city's elite. If you've got any questions, Detective, I'm willing to answer. I'll pay half the money up front. And my personal $500 flat fee, don't forget to add that in. I won't. $3,000 then. Does that agree with you? I got a bad feeling churning in my stomach with this one. It's never as simple as it looks up front. I've learned that much. But as far as morals are concerned, I hold my less than favorable opinions about the city's finest. Oh god, if I would have known there was so much dialogue in this, I would have picked a different game. But we gotta keep going. A lot of them probably couldn't figure out how to walk into a cheap average job bar if someone was holding the door open for them. But I'm not doing the dirty work of a mob boss for this gig, or worse, the cops. I'll take it, and she knows I will. It'll agree with me when I see you handing me the check right here in my office. It seems you're getting a bit ahead of yourself, Chirpums. What do you mean? I told you my problem and my offer. I didn't say that I'm hiring you. So you've got questions for me. Ask them. Any questions I have for you I can find on my own without any difficulty. In fact, I already have. So no, not questions. A test. A test? Based off a riddle, I want you to find an item. Look under your desk. Why? A little early for Sam to be leaving me presents for being good this year. I could always find a detective in another city, you know. Alright. How'd this even get in here? I locked the place up. Being wealthy has its advantages. And only advantages, really. If I want to get in somewhere, I get in. Either way, that piece of paper has a riddle. I require that you solve it. Do that, unravel the riddle, and find the item in question's location based off of it. Type your translation of Dame's note. Oh, fuck. I don't know what it is. How would I even guess what that is? I don't want to. No. Let me, Can I skip this and come back? What do I gotta do right now? If I type stuff in. Oh, fuck. Okay, well then let's try solving it. Take a walk. Oh, I found it. Okay, so you basically go like this. You go up and down. Take like this. So, okay, so this is what it is. It's take a walk. Take a walk in a place with a view. Take a walk in a place with a view. An acceptable job. So just how the hawk am I supposed to... am I supposed to reach you again after I find this? Oh, you'll know. And when, if you do, expect me here before the night ends. In that chair right in front of you. How did you know there's a... Simple guesswork. I should hope you're better on your toes than that, pause and thinking implies. Now, this being a time-sensitive matter, I'd appreciate it if you took to the chase. I will, however, be willing to answer any questions you might have before we say farewell. In that case, about the event. Mind giving me a short recap on the event? I've told you just about all there is to know, no specific details. The only unusual thing was there truly was nothing unusual that happened preceding or during it, other than the prize watch. No signs of a struggle, vanished, never existed, you didn't notice anyone. As far as shouldn't have been there, it depends. Mag's Magpie, the city's foremost crime lord, and a visitor at that particular event. Run-ins more than you think about it. You really invited that politician. I didn't. Duke did. Believe me, I was very much against the idea, so why wasn't Duke? Alright, this is primary theory. I've had a feeling about Duke. Under Mag's thumb, it's been very recent suspicion. As with how busy we are, I haven't had time to press him further. But any chance I've seen the Magpie around Duke's offices every now and then, something that was much rare. I didn't know what he was on Duke, but I can't say with certainty. It's been years since you invited him to any event. Still can't believe you invited that egg to anything at all. The city is ruled by money, not morals. Fair enough. Mag's Magpie, then. A bird I'll keep an eye out for. About herself. But there's not a hell of a lot about you. I take it you don't read the papers. But I meant the kind of stuff no, blah, blah, blah. If it's juicy personal tidbits you want, papers are still your best. Journalists are more than happy to write falsifying articles. So let's keep them to their jobs. Trash like that is particularly popular when the bird in question doesn't fall under the category of mail. Yeah, falsifying. I want to know the facts. Facts are detectives' real ally. Then perhaps you should get to solving my test for you. Then we'll talk. If you want a potential client, get that. Stop pressing on the matter. Okay, that's all. I think I heard enough. Be heading to solve the riddle. Very well. I think I'll go do a bit of stargazing. I'll see you later, Chirpums. Or perhaps not. With that, she hangs up. A case at last. It's time for the sparrow to fly the coop. Alright, so we gotta go to... Let's save it. And, yes. Oh, that menu's so weird. Alright, so let's go to the gardens, because this is where we get a view. So, what's this? Dame's Riddle. She said something about taking a walk on a path. Something like that. Guess this might be a good place to look. I look around and nada. I hope they're not. Guess I shouldn't have expected it to be too easy. She said something about taking a walk in a place with a view. And, well... I rummage around the thing before noticing something bright. I'll be damned, a watch. One that looks way too damn pricey and well kept for anyone in their right mind to throw out. Then again, you never know with those prissy rich types. They could probably drop $100 bill on the ground and not pick it up. Well, here's to hoping this is the ticket. She said she'd meet me back at the nest. Alright, file under unnerving. Either way, now's a good time to head back. Maybe I'll take a new route home. Maybe not. I'm thinking a little change from routine could be good for the soul. Oh. It's taking me back anyway. But I didn't want to. I'm not a sparrow that avoids the more questionable parts of the city. That's the world I grew up in. Heard more gunshots than fireworks as a fledgling. But this night, I turn a different corner, take a different intersection, walk down a different road, and here's where it takes me. Where? The credits? Reds, books, and news? Oh, never heard of the place. By the looks and size of it, that's no shocker. But I'd be lying if I said my senses could ignore the smell of sweet coffee drifting from the little stand. If there's anything I could ever go around midnight aside from whiskey, it's a little pick-me-up called caffeine. I turn my attention to what I have to assume is the sole proprietor. He's a scrawny youngster of a herring and more or less what you'd expect your typical news bird to look like. Now, what am I in the mood for? The darkest coffee you got! Hey kid, one coffee, make it black as sin and bitter as life. I'm gonna say that next time I'm ever at like Starbucks. I flip a coin at him without another word and he just barely catches it. Ah! Red herring. Just a coffee. You can't have coffee without a paper to wash it down with. Oh no, I don't mean that literally. Reading and coffee, well, makes the caffeine work twice as good. It does. A good wake up for the brain. Ha, nice sales pitch. But you'll have to try harder than that to coerce a newspaper abstaining bird like me into wasting money he doesn't have to begin with. Oh, but listen. The Beacon and Post. It's the most accurate source of news you'll ever read. Very good. Accurate's a damn loose term when you're talking about the shit journalists spew. Ah! It glitched again. Excuse me if I disagree. Yikes. The kid slams a cup of joe on the counter and more than a few drops spill out. I pick it up before he can do more damage to the thing. It's the only chance I got at pulling the all-nighter it looks like I'm gonna have. This is a local paper, written and edited entirely by me, myself, and I. It's not just a paper, it's my life. Even better, a newspaper from the perspective of a single bird. I guess on the upside, you don't have to exaggerate your articles with forged facts and sensationalism to impress editors. So there's that. That's completely entirely correct. I don't aim for sales. I aim for the truth. Whether or not other birds want to hear it. Yeah, well, we're all looking for some kind of truth. Just try not to get yourself killed while you're at it. You look young. You look like you've got a life ahead of you. These birds that'll kill for less than having a tarnishing article written about them. Watch your damn back. Maybe I'll give it a look-see sometime before. Maybe I won't. Be seeing you, kid. I tip my hat, and with my cup, I take my leave. Okay. Let's go back to the office then. So we just unlocked a new area, I guess. They say there's a sixth sense in all of us. We just don't know what it is, how it works. I say it's the feeling you get when you stand in front of your office and something tells you not to open the door. I say it's the feeling I'm getting right here, right now. And when I see that silhouette through the glass, I know I'm right. I slide my hat down, open the door with one wing, and sit down at my desk and don't even bother looking at her. She wants a reaction. I don't have to give her any of that. I grab my bottle of Grackle's finest, and the dame, silky plumage and all, just sits, no words. Like she owns the damn place. Dame Dove wants to play the quiet game, eh? I can work with that. I turn, stare out the window. Oh my god, so much. Oh my god! So much staring. Alright, damn it. Are you gonna tell me how you got in, or do I gotta ask? Ooh. Neither, I believe. A bird with no secrets in their life becomes dull. I think I'll keep that as one of mine. However, it's nice to hear your voice in the flesh. You truly do look as put together as I was imagining, which is to say, not that much at all. You can thank that short little watch hunt of yours. At least I'm assuming that's what the joke of a riddle was about. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be here, would I? Guess not. Well, since we both know enough about each other and the case, I guess introductions aren't in order. I suppose not, although being here myself was meant as a bit of formality. Here's the check for the 3,000 in full. I glance at it. I'm pretending like that thing doesn't hold the key to the most money I've had in a long time. But hell, Dane can see the room around her. No secret that's a damn pretty penny for a bird like me, living in roosts like this. Is it to your liking? Yeah, everything looks in order. I start tonight. How very prompt. I'm a professional at promptness, sleuthing, lots of useful things. The papers strewn about here say otherwise. Hey, I got a system. It works. Anyway, you need anything else, you just give me a ring. I imagine I will. Well then, Chirpums, I'll be on my way. Hold your feathers. What about the skeleton watch you just handed me? Fine. Thing's gotta be a good $100,000 worth. I've considered it for a bit, but I believe it'll be critical in finding Duke. Partly a feeling, partly the sheer fact that it was left at his last known location. And you don't think I'll just up and run off with the thing and sell it for a good chunk of money? Find myself a nice place in the Hamas? Oh, the Bird Hamas to retire in with the profit. I think that out of the little you do own, detective, you have ideals, values, beliefs. Your job is more important than the money, or you wouldn't be doing this. Anyway, detective, I'll be waiting to hear all about the results, and preferably to find my husband. Expect a call about that soon. She pauses, then leaves without another word. So I've got two things going for me. First is a watch, and the prize item left at the scene of his appearance in the middle of the event. Tame said her husband is never seen without it, keeps it locked up. When I look it over, there's no traces of blood, scuff marks. Only consider odd about the fact that it's out of batteries. There's something about it tough, though I can't tell what it is. The second lead I've got is Maggie Maggs himself, crime lord, potential blackmailer. It's not a lot, but I have to do. You don't become a detective an easy job with easy answers, but no matter how hard the answers always surface. Now to find some of them. Oh, jeez. All right, I think we will stop here. You get the gist of it. Um, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a crude UI. Like everything's a little funky button-wise and what you click on. Like I wish it would tell you if you could actually click on it or not. Or, I mean, and like look at this menu. Ugh. Like what the hell is this? Why are there 8 pages? Why is there 80 slots to save the game with? Like how big is this game? Uh, I don't know. I mean, the game's okay. I'm sort of liking it, sort of not liking it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a big crime noir type guy anyway, and I really am not. And reading it for you guys is a pain in the butt, but I do it for you. So that we'll just end it here. And there's one more game left on our indie mixtape extravaganza thing. And that one is a multiplayer only game, I believe. So I'm going to try and get Sam, and we will play the game for you shortly. See you guys later. Damn it, Shorty!